Alright, how we doing, YouTube? New deck profile. This is the deck that I've been running for a while now. Plenty of test playing, so I know it works. Recently I've signed up for the dueling network. It's pretty cool. I mean, they got all the free cards there. I know people are trying to promote it on YouTube. I've signed up for it. People with my dueling group have signed up for it. I suggest you do the same. It takes like 5 minutes to sign up, and you can find every card in TCG. More importantly, someone was asking me how to run dragunities, so I'm going to give a quick rundown. Recently I played a person named Ors29. You can find him on YouTube also. I'll put the link up somewhere on the video description. But I'm going to run through the deck really quick. I'll start off by the cards that I run, and then the cards that would normally be run in a deck. So you have some pretty basic stuff here. You have your Legionnaire. I think it's best if I just run through my deck then. So we got 2 Legionnaires, 2 DD Warrior Ladies, 3 Ducks, 1 Thunder King, 2 Effect Veiler, 1 DD Crow, more monsters, 2 Phalanx, 2 Ackless, 2 Malicious, and then the traps, 1 Dark Bribe, 2 Compulse, 1 7 Tools, 2 Warnings, 1 Lance, 1 Book, 2 MST, 1 Pot of Everest, excuse me, 2 2 Pot of Dualities. You'll see this everywhere. 3 Terraformings, 3 Ravines, 1 Scapegoat, 1 True Nade, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Monster Reborn. This is my complete deck right now. What do you call this? The reason why the deck is built the way it is Dragunity is very predictable. You can walk in there saying like, oh, I'm going to go for 8, and people are going to know that. People are going to side like DD Crows against you. They're going to use Effect Veiler, And if a person manages to bottomless all your Ducks or warning all your Legionnaires, you really have no outs. So I really wanted to step away from the traditional way of playing. But as promised, I'm going to go through what cards are traditional and what's not. So I'll take away all the staples. Let's see here. Take away the Book. Take away the MST, Lance. Or better, I should leave what's not normal in the deck. So I'm going to take away the Warnings, 7 Tools, Compulse, Dark Bribe. Oh, maybe I'll leave that there. I'll explain that to you. Yeah. Scapegoat, 3. Alright. So Mr. Ors29, you asked me what's different about my deck. I only run 2 Legionnaires. Again, the deck's very predictable. If you run 3 Legionnaires, people are going to expect that you're going to have that third to pop. And honestly, usually I end up siding him because most people, expect you to, pop a monster and pop a back row. So they'll book you or something like that. But if you lose your monsters, again, the normal Dragunity deck count would only have around 14 to 15 monsters. So if you lose your 3 Ducks, if you lose your 3 Legionnaires, what are you left with? And I honestly don't feel that Legionnaire is all that great. Yeah, he has the plus ability, but, it's predictable. And that's what I wanted to step away from. So that's the reason why 2 Legionnaires. Ducks remains at 3. He still complements the engine of the deck very well. Plus, even when you side out, he's still a 17, 19, 21 beater. So I left him in there. Again, my deck's been named Stun for a while, and another reason, I main 1 Thunder King. I don't know about your meta, but I have a lot of 6 Sams in my meta, so the Thunder King helps a little bit, and it has that negation thing. When people bring out their heavy synchros, I was thinking about using Gale, but, I imagine that like this. If you're going to use Solemn Warn to get rid of a monster, you can kind of pay a few hundred life points and attack into something in Kamikaze, then remove from play. So it's kind of like, I don't know, I would use it kind of like a Karma Cut, something along those lines, and it gets monsters off the field. Another thing I wanted to focus with this deck is a lot of people say like, oh yeah, Dragunity is so good because every card is live when you play Dragon's Reign. That's not true. Not every card is live, especially if someone MSTs your Dragon's Ravine, or if someone expects the Dragon's Ravine and you pitch, and then you've just lost your hand. So yeah, we're playing the 3 Dragon Ravines and everything, but again, with making every card efficient, I'm not running cards of consonants. With that said, cards of consonants, yeah, you can pitch a dragon, you get another dragon from your deck, and essentially you've thinned out 4 cards out of your deck pile, but late game or early game, depending on what you have in your graveyard, it's not always going to work that way. Plus, Cards of Constance requires you to have a setup in your hand. It requires you to have a tuner. Running 2 Pot of Dualities, these have replaced the Cards of Constance. Because even if I want to pitch the Pot of Duality because I know I have a complete setup in my hand, or I have a good field on there, let's say I have nothing, I'm top decking, Pot of Duality is going to serve me a better purpose, getting me a Thunder King, an Effect Veiler, something that's going to make stopping power, versus just drawing into nothing. In that same right, I'm not playing for any gimmicks, so I only run two dragunity phalanxes. Most people run 3. I believe they do that for consistency, so they would run 3 legionnaires, 3 duxes, 3 phalanxes. Some people run 2, some people run 3 Atlases, but again, I think it's all about consistency. I only run 2 because popping is very predictable, plus Atlas doesn't have as much of a beneficial effect as dragunity phalanx. But then again, phalanx, you need him just to sink. Alright. I run malicious in the deck. This is another tech of mine. I prefer to use malicious over using someone like Dragunity Michelton or whatever his name is, or Leviathan, because the stuff can get bottomless. The thing can get warninged. And I mean, even if this malicious gets warninged, you pitch into the grave with a Reen, special summon another one by removing from play. You thinned out 1 card in your deck, and essentially that's what matters, because your top decking in this deck will suck if you still have jumbled up cards in your deck that you don't need. So this thins out a deck, and it allows you quicker access to a level 8. Pitch this guy, get a Phalanx or an Atlas to your hand, Synchro Summon for a level 8. That way you're less dependent on using Ducks, or you're using some other shenanigans to get to your level 8s. So that's the reason for 2 malicious. Pot of Everett still sticks around. You only need 1. I mean, it's great late game, but you only need 1. You don't want to, have 2 or 3 Pot of Everest in your hand, and then no monsters in the graves to use them. Dark Bride. I was just really using 2 7 tools. I mean, in all honesty, if you're going to negate a spell or a trap, for your opponent in this meta to draw a card, there's so many ways that they can draw that 1 card anyways. I mean, if you get a smoke screen, they're going to get their monster anyways, one way or another, through gateway or whatever. But I mean, like, protecting your ravine, protecting, I don't know, your scapegoat from being activated in case they dark bribe you. I mean, dark bribe has its pluses. I run one dark bribe and 1 7 tools for that very reason, because everyone's faster than me. So, slowing them down and making them rethink, or the possibility that they may draw into something that they don't need, it's just less situational than 7 tools. 2 Effect Veilers mained, you'll see that in everyone's, and 1 DD Crow. 1 DD Crow main because, I mean, again, I'm going to be playing a lot of 6 Sams, a double-edged sword technique, I can just drop this and it stops the double-edged sword technique. Got him Z-Call, stuff like that. So, it's just mained. Again, we want to be proficient in the main deck that way, so when I show you my side deck later on, the side deck won't be too hard to deal with. And then 1 Scapegoat. I don't run Mirror Force. I prefer Scapegoat because this deck has a lot of sinking ability. Plus, Royal Decree sucks. If I get to Royal Decree all my stuff that is valuable, like the Compulses, then I'm pretty much stuck. But at least this provides a wall, and this allows me to get into my Trishula plays, which was pointed out by Dragon Duelisco. She caught me right on point with that. And then 1 Forbidden Lands. Forbidden Lands helps me out. I mean, being torrential sucks, especially if I can only play 1 monster per turn. Plus, the ability to climb over stuff with the, what is it, they lose like 800? Yeah, they lose 800 attack, whoever's targeted by this. So it helps. Let's see here. I'm going to make a second video segment here, but this is the main deck. I'll show you my side in a little bit, only because my phone has, I think, like a 10-minute limit. So, stay tuned for part 2.